which are respect, integrity, responsibility, servant leadership, and sportsmanship. And now, if you would please rise and remove your hats for a prayer, followed by the playing of our national anthem. Almighty God, you have created us to strive for our best. Grant all athletes, coaches, and fans the strength to pursue excellence during this event. We pray for the safety of these athletes, protect them from injury and harm, help us to honor all of you do on and off the field, and make us witnesses to your glory. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. And now, let's meet the starters for tonight's contest. First, for the visiting team on the scoreboard, Central Baptist. Number 1, Jasper Cadela. Number 2, Drew Cracknell. Number 4, Hugo Tacon. Number 6, Archie Woodall. Number 8, Jack McNamara. Number 9, Billy Murray. Number 10, Padri Muleva. Number 14, Bryce Claus. Number 17, Nigel Agbula. Number 21, Clay Glomsky. And number 24, Isaiah Bill. The Mustangs are led by head coach Dylan Perdue, and he's assisted by Brogan Loeffler. And now, your Central Methodist Eagles, with number 1, goalkeeper from Italy, Nicolo Cabras. With number 2, midfielder from Switzerland, Julian Medaglia. With number 3, defender from Italy, Matteo Giora. With number 4, defender from Norway, Altin Xavi. With number 6, midfielder from France, Antoine Hurel. With number 7, midfielder from Spain, Ignacio Mate. With number 9, forward from France, Robin Van Duel. With number 10, midfielder from Germany, Vincent Steckmiller. With number 11, forward from Netherlands, Koen Schimmel. With number 19, defender from Germany, Riemann Bien. With number 23, midfielder from Spain, Pelayo Suarez. The Eagles are led by head coach Adam Gala, and he's assisted by Ignacio Milla, Daniel Miranda, and Darren Jones. Good luck to both teams.
Yeah. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Michael Moonen here from beautiful Davis Field to bring you some NAIA soccer as your Central Methodist Eagles will take on the Central Baptist College Mustangs. The starters for the Eagles include number 1, Nico Cabras, Julian Magdula, Mateo Giora, Antone Hurel, Ignacio Mate, Robin Van Dwale, Vincent Stagmeller, Keon Schimmel, Ramon Biene, and Peleo Suarez. And the starters for the Mustangs include number 1, Jasper Gidala in the net, Drew Cracknell, Hugo Chasion, Archie Woodall, Jack McNamara, Billy Murray, Pedri Muleba, Bryson Clause, Nigel Agbula, Clay Glomsky, and Isaiah Beal, the freshman. And the last time these teams played, of course, the Central Methodist Eagles were able to come out with a win in a 6-0 stomping last year around the same time, early August. The Central Methodist Eagles have started the season off very strongly, of course, going 2-1-1. First game at Ottawa with a tie. The second game at Westmeyer College, 1-1 tie. Loss against Harris Stove and a 7-1 huge win against the University of Kansas Wesleyan. One player to highlight that has had a strong start to the season, of course, for Central Methodist being Robin Van Wally with 8 points on the season to start us off, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the first game, of course, for the Central Baptist Mustangs. Looks like that is out of bounds, and we will have a throw-in here for the Eagles. Throw to the far right side, and that is headed away by Hugo Chassion, a 2024 AMC second-team All-American. Had a strong season last year, looking to come back and have another good season as well here for the Mustangs. Both teams doing play here on the far right side of the field. The Mustangs have firm possession of it in their own zone. And more on Robin Van Douale. Van Douale, of course, a junior forward from Gravelines, France. 6'1", 182 pounds. Previous school being Eastern New Mexico University. And the player to match him, of course, from the other team that as well as a strong offensive talent is Billy Murray. Strong season last year as well. But this game should be a battle of two very excellent goaltenders, as the goaltender Cobras for the Mustangs, 81% save percentage last season and 73 total saves on the year. And the goaltender for the Eagle and the goaltender for Central Methodist, 81% save, and the goaltender for the Eagles, a 2023 AMC First Team 2024 All-Academic Team. As the Eagles looking to get it in, as the Eagles looking to score, we've got an empty net here. And good defense here from the Mustangs, trying to keep it close, and that is good defense knocked away by number 2, Gillian Magdella, trying to prevent a goal as that is headed back in there by Shabby. A little bit of a slower pace here. The Mustangs, or the Eagles, trying to work it into scoring territory. As Schimmel tries to put a nice little move on his man, but that's good defense by Cracknell to kind of knock the ball away. And the Eagles just trying to slow down the pace of play here, working it across that front line of the Mustangs. Of course, the Eagles 2-1-1 on the season, like has been said earlier. So that's Shelby approaching the zone and is going to pass it off. Eagles controlling the pace of play right now. Oh, good kick there with the left boot, trying to find Schimmel working down the left wing, and that goes out of bounds. Schimmel kicks it across the court, or across the field to his man, and that's a throw-in. Schimmel looked like he had something going on. There, working down the left wing, wide open in net. As Central Methodist Eagles had an opportunity to convert with the goalie Gadella for the Mustangs kind of out of the net, but they were not able to convert, and now it will be just like Mustang possession. Teams moving down. Looks like we're going to have a throw-in, and that kick is sent across and into a crowd and headed up by the Eagles. Eagles maintain pace of play. That's Schimmel keeping it in. Central Methodist Eagles, a NAIA soccer team. Sent back across, looked like trying to get something going there, but the Mustangs able to regain that possession. Eagles open the season with a narrow 2-1 loss to Harris Stowe at home despite having fewer saves. CMU outshot their opponent 19-9 and dominated in corners 7-1. The Eagles have shown definitely an good early season offensive pulse as Bryson Klaus is knocked down to the ground for the Mustangs. Their one conference game, 3 shots, 1 goal, and a .333 shot percentage. It'll be a throw-in here. Archie Woodall will kick it in for the Mustangs. First time in a while that the Mustangs have had possession in the area of the Eagles. As that is kicked in there, and no trouble for the Eagles as it is sent back. And a little bit of back and forth here from both teams, playing hot potato with the soccer ball. Now it is the Mustangs that control the possession, and that is Cobras trying to steal it. Ball back down there toward the zone of the Mustangs. And this is, of course, a good road test for Central Baptist College. Transparent from their Harris Stowe game, CMU is a team that is going to look to try to control the play, but CMU, we've seen them attack and score early. So if you are Central Baptist, you're looking to try to hold off the early offensive attack of the Eagles. So we'll have another throw in here. This is, of course, a good battle between two excellent goalkeepers, as that will be Schimmel trying to strike first, and an excellent save by Jasper Gadella. Gadella is going to toss it in after an excellent diving glove save. Gadella kicks it into no man's land, and a recovery by the Eagles. Both these teams looking to get an early advantage on the season. Central Baptist looking to start this season 3-1-1 and get an early advantage here in the NAIA conference standings. Of course, the Mustangs fell 6-0 last time these teams met on August 26, 2024, as that kick is, well, just outside to the left. That was Gadella, tried to dive and make the save. Good effort from him, and no need as that ball sails out of bounds. The Mustangs will now look to kick it in. Both teams taking a little bit of a break here to try to slow down the pace of play. The Eagles have dominated the time of possession thus far early on. We've seen the ball mostly in the attacking third of the Central Methodist Eagles. Or in the Central Baptist box. A little bit of an easier day here for Nicola Cobras, who is playing about 25 yards away from his goal, with the ball not having seen much time near his box. Eagles looking to try to strike here. So they've got a man pacing down the left wing, and nothing happens there. Good defense there from the Mustangs. Swinging it around now. That is Joe Cobras with good day here for some soccer at Davis Field. Not a cloud in the sky, about 80 degrees outside. Good day here on September 2nd, a Tuesday at 2 p.m. for any fans of Central Baptist and Central Methodist soccer. as the ball is approaching the box of Nico Cobra. See if the Eagles can get something happening here. Nothing happens again, and we will have a throw-in. This team has a very strong, the Eagles have a very strong freshman class. A lot of good recruits coming in, some good attacking options. Oh, that is a hard hit there. That looks like that is going to be a yellow. That looked like for the Eagles, number 9, Robin Vandewall. Vandewall, of course, with 9 points already on the season through 3 games. We've seen the emergence of, we have been blessed to see his emergence with 3 goals, 2 assists, 8 points. .429 shot percentage on the season for the aforementioned Vandewall. Looks like that is going to go out of play. Be a throw-in from Nicolo Cobras, who has not seen much action early on, but is now getting a lot of action here today as the ball is going down the left wing. And that is Stegmeller. Stegmeller takes a shot, and it is saved by the goalie for the Mustangs, Godella. Godella throws it in with a little bit of force, trying to get the ball out of his zone. Now it is the Mustangs streaking down the left wing, and that's a good defensive play there by the defenseman Chevy for the Eagles to keep the ball away and out of trouble. Both teams here with early breakaway opportunities, unable to convert. A little bit of a slower pace here. The Eagles looking to just spread these Mustang defenders. They're trying to spread them out a little bit, as that is a good pass over the head of Mate. Who takes a shot, and a nice easy save for Godella. None of these goalies here early on really having to work too hard. Not a lot, especially Nicola Cobras of the Central Methodist Eagles. Not a lot of shots on goal that have come his way. The Eagle defense has played very strong early on. You just saw moments ago a lot of time down in his zone, but before that, not much to start off this game. It has been the Eagles really getting the onslaught of shots on goal early on here. You've seen a lot of work for Godella, who's had to make more than a few saves to start us off today. Going here, that is the midfielder, Teo Giora, trying to keep the ball away from the Mustangs. You got Chevy with a nice little lead pass up. Eagles trying to start something here. As Schimmel working down the right wing of the Mustangs. Apologies, left wing. Schimmel trying to put a move on his man, trying to throw a nice little lead pass. And that will be out of play as Gillian Magdala wanted to try to score and take advantage of a little bit of a breakaway opportunity. Not quite able to. Good defense here from the Central Baptist Mustangs. And Central Methodist has had 3 shots already on goal throughout the early action here throughout the first 14 minutes. But we have seen 3 saves as well. And we will have a kick-in. Central Baptist, both teams have had 2 early fouls. We've got a corner kick going on here by Ramon Bain.
of the Eagles. Oh, looked like trying to go for a little bit of a header there. Can't quite see who that was. Looked to be Mateo Giora. Tried to kind of head one in and get the first goal of this contest. Unable to happen, though, as he gets knocked over, and the score will remain 0-0. And not a lot to do there for Gadella. Didn't really even have to move. And the Mustangs now try to make their approach. And the Eagles playing a little bit further up. Not a lot of help in that back line for their goalie, Cobras. As the shot there, and the Cobras, and a little bit off, just sails over the goalie and goes out of bounds. That's good defense. That is good defense there from the Eagles to chase down the man looking to try to make a breakaway goal. And Cobras doesn't even have to move. Through 28 minutes, the shot by, of course, that was Bill Murray. The shot was a little bit high. Bill Murray, a guy that has had a nose for the net last season for the Mustangs. Scored goals in many contests. And the Eagles now approaching. Eagles got a chance here. They've got numbers. Got a 3-on-2. And that shot is wide left of the net, and the score will remain at 0-0. Both teams here have had several good breakaway opportunities to score goals, but nothing has happened. Most of these shots here have been high and wide left of the post. Score remains here at 0-0 with 28:05 left to play here in the first half. Many of these shots here have been high. We've seen 4 shots here today to start us off, and none of them have really been very many. None of them have really been competitive. Oh, and that looked like a little bit of a foul there on Mate. As good defense here from the Eagles to try to break up anything. Look like the Mustangs trying to get something going here. This has been kind of the story of the day here for both teams. You just approach the opposite zone and you're just unable, or the opposite box, and you're just unable to get something going. That backline defense for both these teams has been very strong throughout the afternoon contest. Of course, Jasper Gadella, 2023 AMC First Team, 2024 All Academic Team. Like I had said earlier before this game even started, this would be a battle of both keepers. Oh, and a nasty little juke move put on by Schmill. And the kick is saved and doesn't even go near the net before Gadella is able to make a play on that after a sliding stop. Gadella going to kick this one in, and a little bit of a slow start here for both teams. The Central Methodist Eagles, to recap their last game, won it 6-1, scored an early goal here as the Eagles look like they're trying to get something to go here, but the Mustangs playing very scrappy on the defensive end. So that is number 4 for the Eagles, just kicking it out to try to restart the possession a little bit and kind of work the ball around the entire field, as the Eagles started very fast last game with 2 goals in the first 10 minutes. But that offense, that early offensive production has been unable to be seen here, as we've seen strong defense from the Mustangs. Eagles trying to do something here. They're getting close. We'll see if they can get an offensive goal here. Schimmel has been big here for the Eagles early on. Had a lot of chance at the net, and that header just misses from Ramon Bayan. Looked like he wanted to put something in that bottom right corner, unable to get it. We've seen multiple attempts at headers throughout the game thus far for the Eagles. Nothing has been able to go. You saw one off of that corner kick earlier on in the first half of play. Eagles have maintained firm control of possession. That's one thing to say. Although there have not been many goals, it seems like an Eagles player has had the ball most of this game. Relatively easy game thus far for Nicolo Cabras in net for the Eagles. Jesper Gadella, on the other hand, has had people near him most of the game. As you see that again, looked like a little bit of a scuffle in the corner. We'll see if ref says anything about that, and it will be. Looks like nothing. The team's kind of slowing it up right now. We'll see what happens with this. Mustangs will get possession and kick it in. Gadella giving it to his man on the back line. Call that a foul on Central Methodist, as that is a header in from Schimmel. Both teams playing headers. Oh, and a good glove save there from Gadella, who swats away the best attempt at a goal the Eagles have had today. And that ball will go out of play again. Another good save from Gadella, who's had people in his zone the entire time almost. I mean, you have seen, we'll count it right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shots on goal here for the Eagles. Getting good time of possession as well compared to Central Baptist. Compared to Central Methodist has only had 1 shot on goal. That's a real testament to the defense of the Eagles. Central Baptist got it, trying to do something here, and that's good defensive play there by Ignacio Mate, trying to stop anyone from getting near his goalie. Breaking that up before anything could happen. We've seen his name all over the place today. A lot of key work for the Eagles on defense, breaking up any early breakaway opportunities the Mustangs have had. As that kick is grabbed by Nico Cabras. Gadella, my apologies. Gadella will throw it in here. We've got around 22 minutes left to play. We're halfway through the first half of this game. Both teams without a point. 0-0. It's like we will walk it down here by Nicolo Cabras, who 81% save last season on 73 total saves. Nicolo Cabras has been an excellent goalie for the Central Methodist Eagles, looking to continue that effort here today. Has looked excellent thus far. Of course, not allowing a single point as the kick is going to land in the back corner. Covered by the Eagles. We'll see if they can get it out here as that ball goes out of play behind the goalie box. And the corner kick here for the Mustangs. Looks like that will be number 8, Jack McNamara. Will send it in. McNamara sends it up. We'll see if anything happens here. And that looks like it's going to go out of play. And it does. It goes out of play behind the net. And it will be Central Methodist Eagle ball. The Central Methodist Eagles have a very successful soccer history in the men's program. Won its first NAIA National Championship in 2018 and followed up with another title in 2019. Looking to get back to the top of the mountain this year as the Eagles back in the attacking zone where they've been all day today. But a good defensive breakup from McNamara gives the Mustangs back the possession. The Central Methodist Eagles won the NAIA National Championship in 2018 and 2019. The women's program won the NAIA National Tournament opening round for the first time in their history in 2019 as well. Both teams compete in the Heart of America Athletic Conference. The Eagles have dominated this conference. They won the regular season and tournament titles in semifinals in 2020 and 2021 as well. The Eagles looking to get back to the top of the mountain again this year, 2023. 8 wins, 7 losses, 3 ties, 5-4-2 in the conference. 2021, though, a dominating season. 22-1, 12-0 regular season and tournament champs, and of course the national champs as Godella will throw that one in. And the Mustangs making their best approach, and then is a good defensive play breakup by Ramon Bayan, who gives the Eagles back the possession. No trouble here for the goalie Cabras as he will kick it back into his teammates. Cabras, of course, a freshman for that 2023 team, played in 13 games, started in 11. So the Eagles looking to get an opportunity here. They've got a man running down the right wing, and the shot is deflected away and saved by Jasper Godella. And Jasper Godella, of course, a 2023 first team AMC and a 2024 all academic team member as well. Godella has had more than his fair share of shots on goal. That total now going up to 10 as Jasper Godella will throw it in here for the Mustangs. A few players as well from this 2023 team remain, but this team is still very young. And that is kicked out of bounds by Billy Murray, who had the lone shot on goal for the Mustangs thus far this afternoon. And Drew Cracknell will throw it in here for the Mustangs. Not a lot of action down for Cabras. Cracknell trying to find a man, throws it into traffic, headed up by Billy Murray. And the Eagles will regain possession. Now we've got 16 minutes left to go in the first half, and a little bit of a race for the ball in the corner, and that possession was gained by the Eagles, but looks like a little bit of a trip by, looks like that'll be a little bit of a trip by Nigel Abula of the Mustangs. And the Mustangs will kick it in. .22 left. That was a foul on Central Methodist. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. The Eagles have opted for a much slower pace of play today than the last time out. Of course, scoring 4 goals in the first half last time around, 3 of them being scored by Robin Vandewall, who had a hat trick, and he's got 8 points on this season for the Eagles. A relatively quiet day for Vandewall, and the kick is in toward Godella, and Godella, no trouble for him as he will pick it up and throw it to his man. That is Pelo Suarez. My apologies. That is Max Leiker, who has Or sorry, Isaiah Beal. Isaiah Beal, the freshman for the Mustangs. Eagles have it back. And that is Schimmel running down the left wing. And good defensive play there by Drew Cracknell. And looked like Willoughby is at a timeout. A little bit of a stoppage of play here for a brief moment. We've got 15:22 left to play here in the first half. And through around 30 minutes of play, we've got no score. Looks like the Mustangs trying to change that, as that is kicked away by Mateo Giora. Good defensive play from Giora to stop anything by the Mustangs. And that is kicked out of play by Hugo Chasson, the 2024 AMC second team and a 2024 all-tournament team as well. And the Eagles have it. And very physical play there on defense from Drew Cracknell, tripping over Schimmel of the Eagles. Play pays off. When the Eagles have it back, the Eagles keeping a firm control of possession. Not as many shots on goal, or not as aggressive on the offensive end. The Eagles look like they've got a chance now as that play is knocked away by Agbula of the Mustangs. Mustangs approaching now. More back and forth physical play here on defense from both teams, as that front line, those front line defenders paying off. The Eagles have got a man up and down, and the Mustangs trying to make an approach. The Eagles playing very physical defense here early on, really bringing everybody up and leaving bringing that back line up. The back line about at the 30. The goalie here for the Eagles, Nicola Cabras, yes, he has not had very much work to do today with only 2 shots on goal by the Mustangs, but not a lot of help back there. The Eagles choosing to play very aggressive defensively, and it is paying off as only 2 shots on goal compared to the Eagles, who have had around 12. And Braden Hall will sub in for Nigel Agbua here. Eagles have it back. The Eagles got it now. Game still tied at 0. Not very many shots on goal for both teams. Of course, comes as a little bit of a shocker here, as the last time these teams met, the Central Methodist Eagles won not too long ago, August 26, 2024. Won the game 6-0, and that has not been the case here this afternoon. The Eagles have remained to play physical as that pass is up ahead, and a header by Gadella keeps him out of trouble. Still 0-0, trying to get a little bit here on Braden Hall. There's a little bit of a stoppage of play here. And Gadella will kick it into his man. We've got 9 minutes, 18 seconds left to play here in the first half. A little bit of a scruffle there on the sidelines. The benches. Eagles will get the ball back. A little bit of a kick in near Godella and headed away. Good defense there by Drew Cracknell. Looks like that'll be a foul on Central Baptist. Looks like that will be a foul on Archie Woodle. A little bit too physical there on defense. Tripping over one of the Eagles. And that is kicked out of play, and it will be Mustang ball. A little bit of a throw in here. We've got 8 minutes, 50 seconds left. We'll see if somebody is able to score. There you see that physical defense from the Eagles paying off again. Really getting in those passing lanes and disrupting the timing of the Mustangs. Oh, and that a scruffle here by both teams fighting for the ball. Eagles get possession back here along the left wing. What it looked like, Isaiah Beal, the young freshman, wanted to intercept that pass and take it for a goal, but unable to. Good timing here by the Eagles. Teams really not doing too much right now, playing it a little bit conservatively as we get near the end of the first half. Eagles have dominated the time of possession for the most part today. 5 saves for the Central Baptist Mustangs as the shot there is deflected away, and that will be the 6th save on the day for Jasper Godella, the 2023 first team all-conference member. Eagles got it back now, playing a little bit physical. It's a little bit of a rough check there on the sideline, as that is Billy Murray. We said his name a few times today. Really tried to lay the boomstick on Mateo Giora. Seven fouls to 5 for both teams today as well. It's been a very physical first half of play. 2 corner kicks for Central Methodist to 1 for Central Baptist. And 6 shots on goal registered for the Central Methodist Eagles. None for the Mustangs. Do you figure when both teams have that halftime talk at the end, you figure one topic of discussion for the Mustangs will be you've got to get a shot on goal and really make this goalie for the Eagles at least a little bit worried. It's been a very easy day for Nicolo Cabras as opposed to Jasper Godella, who has, it seems like, been busy with guys near him the entirety of the contest early on. Eagles have it now. A little bit of a scruffle there on the sidelines between Braden Hall, who is now subbed in for the Mustangs. Eagles just trying to get it to the locker room at half. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left to go about as that is headed away by Isaiah Beal, the freshman. A lot of young for a 3-on-3. Here we go. The Mustangs trying to get something on the board, and that goes wide right of the net. A lot of homegrown talent here for Central Baptist. A lot of people recruited out of the states from Arkansas for the most part, as opposed to Central Methodist. A lot of these athletes coming in really from all over. Of course, you see guys from Italy, France, Germany coming in here. Of course, a name that I've highlighted early on here, Robin van der Waal, the Frenchman, the star player who seems has broken out early on in this season for the Eagles with 8 points, 3 goals, a hat trick in the last contest for the Eagles. So we'll have a throw-in, trying to get some quick offense in before the end of the half with 3 minutes, 50 seconds left. Well, it looks like Schimmel has a chance. Schimmel, the shot, saved by the goalie, Gadella. Good save there by goalie Gadella. Had a break. Schimmel had a breakaway opportunity. Gadella able to lay out and stop the first points of this contest. Eagles possibly getting something going here again. We'll see what they can do as that ball is kicked way out of play. No trouble for Gadella, who's going to try to hold on to this a little bit longer as time winds down here in the first half of play. Gadella sends that one into the zone of the Eagles and headed back, and the Eagles going to gain possession again. The story of this first half early on has definitely been the time of possession battle, which has been dominated by the Central Methodist Eagles. Three minutes left to go now as it looks like nothing going there. Eagles wanted that point. Good job there by Gadella, able to come out of the goalie box as we've seen him do all throughout the day today and make those early saves. As that was Milton Olin who wanted something. Had a chance, had nobody in front of him, but you've seen a very strong performance here today in the net from Gadella. That's the story of the contest early on. A lot of shots on goal from the Eagles, but nothing has hit it. Gadella has just been a brick wall in the net as that is sent out of play into the stands. Minutes left to play here. The score, of course, remains at 0-0. A little bit of a scruffle for possession there on the sidelines. And that is sent again out of play. No trouble for either team. So the Mustangs, we got the possession back to throw in. Very physical game. The Central Methodist Eagles now at 10 shots on goal. Looks like we might have an injury timeout. Got a man laying down here on the field. That is number 9, Billy Murray. Said his name today a few times. We'll see if Billy's able to play. For mine, Billy Murray looked like he might have gotten the wind knocked out of him a little bit, but Billy able to get back up and come back into the game. Just under 3 minutes left to go. Billy looks like he's waving off a trainer, and we will resume action. 3 minutes left to go here in the first half of play. The score is 0-0. Central Methodist has dominated the early action pace of play. Had the ball most of the time. 10 shots on goal to the Eagles, 3. Story of the contest, in my opinion, is Jasper Gadella, the goalie, has had 10 shots on goal, 10 saves, a minute remaining now. Team's trying to quicken up their pace of play here, get that early lead before you go into the half, but Gadella has been dominant. He's had 10 saves compared to 3 for Nico Cobras, who has not had very much work to do, as the Eagles have dominated the time of possession. The Eagles have had a few fouls themselves, though, without their shortage. 8 fouls, 2 offsides, but they have had 2 corner kicks. We've only seen 1 penalty kick. That penalty kick was missed to keep the score at 0-0. The ball now in the zone of the goalie Gadella of the Mustangs. You're watching NAIA Soccer. 10 seconds left to go. We'll see if someone can score here.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And that'll do it for the first half of play here on Michael Moonen. Your score is 0-0 here from beautiful Davis Field. We'll be back for the second half after a break.
Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life. He's for the 45, cuts across midfield. Up the right sideline, stumbles, breaks the tackle. He's to the 20, to the 10. He is taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. Bill caught down the line, and it's a line drive right down the line. Running catch by Jolly. He'll find and turns, shoots, hits it from the corner. The fading three. Welcome to the Heart of America Athletic Conference, where innovation meets tradition. Here, growth is not just measured in victories, but in the development of character and sportsmanship. Our student athletes compete at a championship level, pushing their limits every day. The Heart is committed to an uncommon student athlete experience that features some of the premier athletic programs in the NAIA. Our commitment to excellence goes beyond athletics, establishing a community of support and mentorship. But what truly sets us apart is the heart with which we play. Join us and experience the passion, the drive, and the spirit of champions. That passion and commitment extends off the playing field and into graduation. The Heart of America Athletic Conference, champions in competition, leaders in life. He's to the 45, cuts across midfield, up the right sideline, stumbles, breaks the tackle. He's to the 20, to the 10. He is taking it into the end zone for a touchdown. Bill caught down the line, and it's a line drive right down the line. Running catch by Jolly. He'll find Henry, turns, shoots, hits it from the corner, the fading three.
Start the second. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of NAIA soccer from beautiful Davis Field here as we are watching your Central Methodist University Eagles take on the Central Baptist College Mustangs. Your score here through a half, 0-0. The Eagles dominated the first half in terms of the pace of play with around 10 shots on goal to the Mustangs, 3. The Eagles unable to convert, though, had several breakaway opportunities. The story in the first half was Jasper Gadella, the 6'7" senior goalie, who has been dominant in the net from the Netherlands. We have seen usual offensive stars, one being Robin van der Waal from the country of France, be very quiet. He had a hat trick in the last outing for the Eagles to get up to 8 points throughout the first 3 games of the season. It has been relatively quiet today. It does not have a point. Throughout the first half, we've, of course, seen our fair share of very physical play. We have both teams with 14 fouls combined. No offsides or anything to go for the Mustangs. Eagles having 2. We saw a penalty kick. We have not seen much work in the net here from Nicola Cabras, the goalie out of Italy for the Eagles, with only 1 registered save on the day. That, of course, being due to what has been relatively strong defense from the Eagles. They have been very aggressive with where they place that back line, bringing that back line up into almost the middle third of the field. As that is kicked out of play, we've seen, like I said earlier, the back line of the Eagles relatively aggressive up into that middle third. We've seen a lot of play along the touch line on that right to left side of the field. A lot of physical play there on the outsides as that play is taken by Matteo Giora. Giora loses it. And a little bit of a scuffle going on now in the middle of the field for the ball. Looked like that was about to be sent out of play. The Eagles just kind of trained off, playing hot potato with it. Mustangs have possession back, both teams. This is very similar to how we saw that first half play out. Both teams kind of trading possessions back and forth. Not one team really able to get a clear breakaway opportunity, as that ball might be a breakaway. And a good pass over there to Chevy is lost. Pass made by Giora, who tried to get an assist, and the pass is lost, and that is another breakaway opportunity that is thrown away for the Eagles. They've had their fair share of those. As we've got a bit of a back and forth here going near the touchline, and that will be a throw-in for the Eagles. And Giora, the aforementioned, the man who could have had the first assist of the game. A little bit of a wayward pass, and we will see a shot attempt here, and that is off and about to go out of play. And the play is made in the corner. We will have a throw-in. And a little bit of back and forth here in the corner for the Eagles. A little bit of a header there from Vanderwall that is sent out. Mustangs regain possession along the right touchline. A little bit of a back and forth here. We've seen the Eagles start off early with good offensive possessions here, trying to really hold the ball and dominate that time of play, as we've seen thus far. It's been the story of the game. Only one save being what is the biggest, most standout, only one save being the standout number, in my opinion. Looks like that is a foul. Throw in there from the Eagles. This is a very strong Eagles team, like I had mentioned earlier, a team that has seen great postseason success. A lot of talent here from both these teams in the goalie box. Just would like to mention again, from Nico Cobras, we have not seen much of him or said his name. I feel like most of the attention has gone, but deservingly so, to Jasper Gadella in the goalie box for the Mustangs. But Nicolo Cabras has been very strong this game as well, and really throughout the season. His last year to end the season, most goals he'd given up in a game was 2. He was, of course, an all-conference player, 13 games, 11 games started, over 1,000 minutes, 30 saves. Last year averaged .99 goals against per game. So this is a very strong, these are my apologies, these are both very strong goalies. You figure the type of game where any point could come in and win it. A lot of foreign recruits here for the Eagles. You've got Cabras, the goalkeeper from Italy. Then you've got another starter. Alton Shibi is a defender from Norway. That is a very strong kick away from Gadala, who looked like stopping a breakaway opportunity chance for the Eagles. They do not have they have 3 native-born American players on the entirety of the Central Baptist Eagles roster, as there's a good chance there to score for the Eagles, but strong defense from the Mustangs stops anything. The Mustangs have had their fair share of physicality this game and have had their fair share of fouls as well. Only 3 American-born players on this entire Central Methodist team, that being Liker, the forward from Kansas City, Missouri, Rocco Barrick, the sophomore forward from Overland Park, Kansas, and Caden Sherry, the defender, sophomore from Overland Park, Kansas. One thing that differs, both teams differ in that, as you've got a few people here from America on the Central Baptist College team, as that is a good defensive play there from Magnesio Mate to try to stop anything from happening and save a breakaway chance for the Mustangs. As the Mustangs have got guys really from Central Baptist Mustangs, really got a lot of people from the state of Arkansas. They've got a guy from Texas, Sweden, Arizona, as that is no trouble there for the Eagles, and Nicola Cabras in the net. Game still at 0-0 here as both teams really scruffling here at midfield. Oh, a good sliding save from Cabras in the net for the Eagles, keeping this score sheet empty. Pass overhead, will it get out of play? And yes, it will. Like Cabras wanted to throw it in there to Magdala. Eagles have it now in firmly in opposing territory. A little bit of a chance here. Across the net, across the court to Magdala. Magdala has it in the corner. Gonna throw up a shot cross court, trying to pass the ball to his teammate, but that will go out of play. Still 0-0 here as we are through an hour and 12 minutes of gameplay. We've got about 36 minutes left to go here in regulation. A little bit of an offside against Central Methodist there. A bit of a back and forth here to go. The Eagles got it in opposing territory. 3-on-3. See if they can do anything. And good hustle here from the defenders of the Mustangs to really get back and stop anything from happening, as that is a good pass interception from Padre Maleba of the Mustangs. Looked like the Eagles had a goal, and Maleba able to get ahead on that ball and deflect it and stop anything from happening. As the roll in here from Gadella. Eagles really playing up close and personal with this back line. Eagles have a chance. Inside. And nothing to go there, as it looked like that was a good chance to score. They had that left side of the net wide open. Eagles just cannot connect on those passes when they get in close. Score still 0-0. The Eagles have had multiple opportunities here with shots on goal opportunities. Good defense here from that Eagle back line to keep the ball out of trouble. Eagle back line playing even further up this time, at the 40, as the Mustangs got it Eagle territory. We'll see if they can get something. First shot on goal is deflected off the hands of the goalie, Cabras. No trouble for him as he's going to roll it back to his teammates, and the Eagles will try again. Get cross court. Like they've got something, and that will just about out of play. Eagles in close, and that shot there is deflected away. The shot by Shaby. Choosing to play conservative with it as we now reach around 30 minutes left to play in regulation. Of course, the shot by Robin Van Wall, who was trying to get his 9th point of the year. Eagles shots on goal up to 11. Central Baptist has had 3 shots on goal throughout the early point of this second half. A little bit of a back and forth here again at midfield. Just down the wing of enemy territory, and looked like Van Waal wanted a header and try to get a goal to break the scoreless tie. Just missed on it as that ball rolls out of play. Look at that little dancing from Van Waal, and looked like Van Waal got hit. A little bit of a scruffle. We'll see if the ref is going to go talk to Van Waal. Looks like we might see somebody get a yellow card here. They did not give him the yellow. The ref. Looked like they just gave him a foul. They did not give him the yellow. Got a little bit of a stoppage of play here. And the kick. Oh, just missed that top left corner of the net. Little bit of an air ball, that kick there from the southpaw. And that ball sent back across the field. A little bit of a battle for possession. Battle won by battle won by the Mustangs. Eagles get it back, though, after a short time. Cabras sends it down the left side. Ball back in Mustang territory now. We'll see if something could happen. And that was kicked right through the uprights, and nothing will happen as that ball goes out of play. Right through the uprights. This is not the kind of football where you want to put it through the uprights, so the score will remain 0-0. Robin Van Wall, we've seen him put a fair share of shots on goal in the second half, taking his third shot, except this one just a little bit high. Eagles really slowing down their pace of play here early on, as both teams have come out of the locker room a little bit more aggressive near the net, as that, like the Mustangs have a chance. That shot is deflected away by the Eagles. Nothing to go there, as that is out of play. Good defense. Looked like we had a breakaway opportunity there for the Mustangs, and that looked like it was. Looked like Schimmel of the Eagles to get a foot in there and just knock the ball out of play. Looks like we've got a corner kick here. It'll be Jack McNamara of Central Baptist. A little bit over the head of his players. The Eagles have it. A little bit of a one-on-one chance here. And that is no trouble for the goalie, Canella of the Mustangs. Like the ball has gone out of play. We will have a throw in. The score still 0-0, 27:53 left to go here in regulation. 5 shots on goal now for the Mustangs, after only putting up 1 the entirety of the first half. Mustangs have been very efficient with their possessions, and the Eagles have really just looked to control the clock and melt that time away. As that is another opportunity the Eagles have squandered away near the net, where they've been in a good position. It's just been great defense near the goalkeeper for the Mustangs to really just squander any opportunities at goals. Cadella with 7 saves on the day. And that will be 8 for Cadella, who has played 63 minutes, 58 seconds today as well. Schimmel with 2 shots on goal today already has not been able to convert. Really the highlight of the Eagles in that category, as well as Robin Van Wall, who has also had 2 shots on goal. The Eagles have had their fair share of opportunities, just unable to do anything. It's a little bit of a scruffle for the ball. Looked like Braden Hall. Looked like we've got a little bit of a scruffle. Braden Hall, the young freshman, about to get into it. Got to appreciate the refs here just letting the kids play, although I'm not sure. I think that might be a yellow. Ref over there talking to Dervisevic, the Bosnian junior midfielder, after he got into a little bit of a scruffle with the freshman. Eagles have it back in their territory. A little bit of a scruffle there on the sidelines. No yellows. You like how physical this game has just been allowed to have been played. Oh, and looked like we've got a player down for the Eagles. Looks like he is in pain. He's on that, kind of near that left touch line. Far end of the field. We'll have a little bit of a stoppage of play. We'll have to see what this is. Looked like things were getting a little physical there in the corner, as that looked to be Eric Pedro, number 16 of the Mustangs, who kind of had that hard hit. For mine, looks like everybody is okay. We've seen that a few times throughout the match, where we have had a player go down and looked like they're injured and just lay on the ground for a few minutes and then come back up and play. Of course, we saw that early on with Billy Murray of the Mustangs. Guess a little bit of return fire there. Eagles have it in Mustang territory. The Eagles say, if you take one of our guys down, or the Mustangs say, if you take one of our guys down, we'll take one of yours. A little bit of return fire on that last hit. Score still 0-0 as well. A little bit of a different change in defensive strategy for both teams. The Mustangs kind of opting to play most of their guys back and put that back line in much closer to their goalie, but the Eagles really bringing everybody up, and if it were basketball, almost like a full court press approach, as that is batted away by the goalie Gadella of the Eagles, who's had a very strong outing thus far in the goalie box. A lot of opportunities for saves, as that shot, another header, sends the ball away from Gadella. They're keeping the ball away from him. A little physical in the corner there, as that is. Oh, that looks like a knee. Looks like that's another injury, and then we've got a player down holding his knee. That looks like it is Stegmeller of the Eagles. Looked like he got a cleat to the knee. That looked like that might be a red card. Looked like I said there was a little bit of a physical play over there in the corner. That was Stegmeller. Was in the corner kind of battling for a ball. They slid into his knee. He went down immediately, started grabbing at the knee. Of course, you fear for the worst if you are a fan of the Central Methodist Eagles. Anytime somebody slides down and grabs their knee, but fear not, says Stegmeller. He gets up and walks it off. And we will have a penalty kick, or a free kick, or a corner kick here. All right. We've seen this game get very physical, as that is a header in the net. And Gadella is able to stop that. Gadella got knocked down a little bit. Gadella a little nimble to his feet. Could be of a big advantage here for the Eagles, as Gadella on all fours right now. See if he is able to finish out the match, as he is sitting down right now. Maybe he could have landed on that ankle. Weirdly went up for the header. It was a little bit of a scruffle. Like he may have landed awkwardly on the ankle. We'll see what happens here. As Gadella will get up, and we will play on after a fair share of injuries the last couple minutes. We will play on, and Gadella using that left foot. We will play ball. The Eagles have 14 shots on goal now. The Mustangs still have 5. After all that, we've got about 21 minutes left to play here in regulation. We've had our fair share of injuries. That has not stopped these teams. A lot of physicality here early on from what we've been able to see up here in the box. Looks like the ref will blow his whistle. We will have a throw-in. And another ball out of play. Throw in here from the Eagles. 21:08 left to play now. After all that, we are at 20 fouls now between both teams. This has definitely been a match that has been without its fair share of physicality. Eagles still possessing that ball. They've got the best opportunity here, and that is none to go. As we've seen a lot of passing lanes, not a lot of very efficient passes here as the Eagles have gotten into that attacking zone. A lot of passes overshooting their men. A lot of good scoring breakaway opportunities like we've got one here. That is good defense here from the Mustangs. Got an opportunity, and he puts it in the net. That is a first goal of the contest for the Eagles, and that will be a goal by number 14, Alvin Bregan, to make the score 1-0 now, and the Eagles will take the lead. Good opportunity there. A little bit of a finding that soft spot. A lot of men to the left of the goalie was shaded over to his right, and Brigham able to really just poke one in there for the first goal of the contest. Good assist there from Milton Olin, number 17 of the Eagles. As now the Mustangs trying to play a little bit of catch-up. Score 1-0. We've got 19 and a half minutes left to play here in regulation. The Eagles trying to keep that same physical defensive approach that we've seen all throughout the game and shut down that Mustang offense. A little bit of a positive you could take away, though, if you are the Mustangs. The last time these two teams met, the score was 6-0, and that first goal came with about 20 minutes left to play in the first, or with about 30 minutes left to play in the first half, and now the first goal of this contest came with about 20 minutes left to play in the second half. So we've seen a very different change of pace from both these teams throughout the year, and as the matchup goes along, a little bit more of an aggressive approach from both of these teams. Bula, the 6-foot freshman from London, England, gets the first goal on the contest, and Nick Bula, my first career goal. He's a freshman. Good for the freshmen stepping up in this big game. giving the Mustangs the lead late in the contest here as we've got around 18 minutes to play. Eagles got another opportunity here. A whole little bit of a header opportunity as that is a good diving save there from Cadella. The keeper who landed on the ribs. We hope Cadella's okay. Cadella been slouched over in the net. Took a little bit of a hard landing on the ankle early on here in this second half. You've seen a lot of physicality here this second half. So you see a replay there of the goal that broke our scoreless tie. Oh, it's another one. It's like a little bit of a weird goal off of a little bit of a weird sequence here as Cadella's bent over in the net. We hope Cadella's okay. I do not know if that will count as a goal. Says a goal there from Mateo Giora. A little bit of a sudden surprise right off of that corner kick. Kicked it from far out. Looked like the goalie, Cadella, lost it a little bit. As that will make the score now 2-0. The Mustangs now trying to play catch-up, as in that last 3 minutes they saw the lead for the Eagles take a 2-0 lead and score 2 goals within about 3 minutes of each other, and very quickly how things have gone apart for the Mustangs as the Eagles now lead it 2-0 after 2 quick goals. Trying to make it 3-0 and saved by Cadella, who's going to whip one down for the Mustangs. Try to get something started here as we saw 2 quick goals here. Giora had a little bit of a poke and had a little bit of a weird sequence around the net right off of that corner kick. So the Mustangs got it now in Eagle territory. The defense from the Eagles now trying to really slow things down. Eagles slowing it down now. Got a man running down that left wing as Cadella gets far out of the box and heads that to midfield. Eagles in possession again, getting it into Mustang territory. The 2-on-2. Oh, just missed the right side of the post, just off the right side of the net. Almost a 3-0 lead here as we come to around 15 minutes left to play in regulation. Andrew Ward, that was wide of the net. The shot was by Andrew Ward. Cadella sends it to midfield, trying to get something going as that is kicked by Billy Murray out of play, and it will be a throw-in for the Eagles. Billy Murray playing physical up close to the touchline. Eagles lead by 2. You figure they're trying to just run out the clock and get out of here with a victory. Last time these teams played, it was a 6-0 victory for the Eagles. A little bit of a positive to take out of the game, at least for the Mustangs. They are not losing by as much as they did in the previous contest. You've seen a lot of fouls here from both teams. A few guys get knocked down for a little bit, but everybody has been fine and dandy coming back into play. Eagles just trying to run out this clock and end it with a victory here on this fine Tuesday afternoon game. Eagles got it again. You've got a one-on-one, as that is good defense to knock it away by Hugo Chason. And as that is sent out of play. And we've got a few subs here for Central Baptist. My apologies. Bryson Clause, the 5'10" sophomore out of Fort Worth, Texas, and then Caleb Ockfeller, the freshman defenseman from 5'8" freshman from Sierra Vista, Arizona. "19 shots on goal now for the Eagles. They have been dominating during this back end of the second half. 10 shots on goal. 2 saves only for the Central Methodist Eagle goalie. And 21 fouls. The fouls have kind of calmed down as we get later into the half. You see both teams avoiding those mistakes as we get into crunch time. It is important. You've seen the physicality it continues. And okay, we got a little bit of a scruffle. Bryson Clause, the newly subbed in Bryson Clause, getting a little bit antsy here with the Eagles. Not a fan of this 2-0 deficit, it appears, as we've got around 12.5 minutes left to play. Mustangs got to try to put at least one on the board here. And we've got a little bit of a header up into a crowd. Looks like that ball will go out of play again here, as both teams really doing their best to try. A little bit of got a corner kick now, and that will be, quite see it from where we're at. The corner kick from number 18, Bravo Estrada from Lima, Peru, the 5'9" freshman. Eagles will get it back. Eagles will get the ball back here with 10 minutes, 50 seconds left. That is Jack McNamara. My apologies on the corner kick. Eagles up 2-0 right now. The early on goal from Mateo Giora, assisted by Alvin Bramigan. And the goal by Alvin Bramigan, assisted by Milton Olin. Alvin Bramigan has 2 points today for the Eagles. Good to see the young freshman coming in and making an impact. Brian Hagen, the German freshman, getting his first 2 points on the year for the Eagles, who now are up to 19 shots on the day, 10 fouls. Love to see a little bit of a different approach this second half. Score 0-0 at the end of the first half. Nobody able to break the scoring column, but thanks to Bramigan, the Eagles take the 2-0 lead here late into the second half with 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in regulation. A little bit of a slip up there, and that ball goes out of play. Looked like that was an attempt to get Ihan Dervisevic the ball, and he loses it a little bit, and now the Mustangs have regained possession. A little bit of a back and forth here. Eagles got it now in Mustang territory, trying to add a third goal. A little bit of fancy footwork. Mustangs get it back. We've got a player on the ground here for the Eagles. Still on the ground, holding his knee. We've had a few injuries like this throughout the contest. A little bit of an injury timeout. Looks like everybody will be okay. No harm, no foul, as they say. And looks like we will resume play here with around 9 minutes and 40 seconds left to go. We've had a few of these happen where it looks like players just get hit in that lower half. You'd imagine that's a cleat to the shin or an ankle or something, and players just got to sit on the ground for a few seconds, kind of get themselves back into it. And we will resume play. The score is 2-0. And we've got Fabrizio Bravo Estrada subbing in for Drew Cracknell, a Central Baptist substitution. Eagles get it back, trying to do something with it. Oh, looks like both guys went up there for the header. And looks like we've got another guy down. This time for the Mustangs. Looks like we're going to have a trainer come out to check on his guy. Like that is number 18 for the Mustangs, Ihan Dervisevic. Like we will have two players about to check in for the Eagles. We've got number 23, Paleo Suarez, starter, checking back into the game, and then Robin Van Wally coming back in as well, trying to get themselves on the Robin Van Wally, trying to get himself on the board and add to his team leading point total for the Eagles. So we will have a throw in here from the corner coming up when we get our substitutions and defensive positions settled here on the field.
He's got to come off, but he can re-enter 18 because he was injured.
Looks like 18 will come off and re-enter the game. A little bit of a stoppage of play here. 9 minutes, 40 seconds left. We'll give a little bit of a recap while we wait for the game to resume. The Eagles lead 2-0 off of goals at 70 minutes and 73 minutes. It was Alvin Bramhagen who was the one that was responsible for both the goals, assisting on one, scoring the other one, that giving the Central Methodist Eagles the 2-0 lead. You saw a strong first half from the goalie for the Mustangs, Jasper Gadella. Shut out in the net in the first half. Much different performance than the last first half that we saw him play against the Eagles. Of course, the Eagles led on August 26, 2024, 4-0 at the end of the first half of play. As that some players on the Eagles wanted that to be a goal, and the ref will say no, sir. As the Eagles beat the Eagles won the game last time out against Central Baptist 6-0. We've seen a much better effort this time out of the Mustangs. Score is only 2-0. As it is now in Mustang territory, the Eagles trying to add another. And that will go out of play as we now approach the 6-minute and 40-second mark here left in game. As we now will head to the substitutions. "22 fouls in this game as well. That is another story of the game. We've seen things get a little bit chippy on the field. We had Murray of the Mustangs, and we've had a few other guys get in a few scruffles. Nothing that resulted in anything bad, of course. We've had a few guys get knocked down and injured, but that's the way soccer is at the NAIA level. Oh, both teams go up for a header, but the Eagles regain possession. Seen our fair share of fouls in this game. Like I had said, 22 fouls through around the first. So 20 fouls in the first half alone. So we've seen a much cleaner second half here from both teams. No injuries. As the Eagles got it, trying to add to their lead. And you see that back line of the Eagles playing very, very close up. Started the game at about the 30. Saw them get to about the 40. Now they're up at around the 50. You figure if the Mustangs are able to just steal one, I mean, you could get a goal on a break. You get a pretty easy breakaway opportunity. So the Eagles got to break away themselves. And that's another goal for the Eagles. The lead is now 3-0 for the Eagles over the Mustangs here, as the Eagles are just pouring it on late here. 3 goals in the second half. So that looked like that might have been number 6, Anton Hurl of the Eagles, making the lead now 3-0. We now go to 5 minutes left to play in the game. We've got another injury timeout. I think we've got 2 players down. Looks like the goalie gets down. He's up and ready to go, but we've got another Eagle down here. We'll get you more when we find out who it is. I think a little bit of an ankle problem to me. Looks like from up here it's Bromwich, the aforementioned 2 points on the day for him. This would be a tough loss for the Eagles, as it looks like he's going to walk off the field, and we will resume play. Eagles lead now by 3. Mustangs got it now, trying to cut into this deficit a little bit. You figure only a matter of time maybe till they pull the goalies. We've got around 4 minutes left. Eagles lead by 3. Just trying to really take a dominating lead in this one. With 3 goals in the second half, you saw a relatively clean first half, but that has not been the case here, as the Eagles pour it on in the second half. Goal by Robin Van Wally, assisted by Alvin Brommigan, who gets his 3rd point on the game today. Then you've got, of course, the other goal by Bromhagen, the aforementioned, assisted by Milton Olin, and then Bromhagen assisted Giora for the 3rd goal of the contest. That makes 3 goals in this second half of play. A game which had originally started off as a 0-0 game is now 3-0. The Eagles keeping that lead, as we'll have a throw in here. Eagles get it back, but you see now trying to really slow things down, hold the ball, run out the clock. These defenders are staying a little bit further back, closer to the box. Not trying to let any goals go in for the Mustangs, not giving them any easy opportunities. Eagles just looking to pass it around and slow things down as we get to as this game comes to a close here. Eagles got it now in their own Eagles got it now in Mustang territory. Sorry, the Eagles have won this game, winning that time of possession battle, as you hear most coaches talk about. It's the throw in, headed away by the Mustangs. Eagles got it back though, with 1:30 left to go on the clock. Sorry, a minute to go. Figure this game here is all but over. Minute left to play here. This game is all this game is decided and all but the score, as they say. Under a minute left to play, the Eagles, after a strong second half, looking to come away with the win here at Davis Field. Go to 3-1 on. Go to 3-1-1 on the year. 10 seconds left to play here, and it looks like both teams will walk it out. And that'll do it for us here, ladies and gentlemen, at Davis Field. I'm Michael Boone, and thank you for listening. We just came at you with Central Methodist Eagles soccer. The Eagles win with 3 goals in the second half. Thank you for listening in, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next time.